let me move on the next phase. When I asked my dear friend Ramit about how to put the agenda together, he said, well, use a bit more of your language. So he proposed that the next phase of presentations is called setting the transformative flow. And of course, I picked it up immediately. And here we go. From the very broad systemic views to a progressive evolution of the movement and facing the core vibes of the eco-civilization network, those that have co-shaped the core foundation of our movement, and they constantly bring forward new inspiring energies, thoughts, dreams, and tangible proposals for our next steps. So, progressive evolution of the movement, the Eco-Civilization Network is next. And I'd like to call my dear friend from India, Arti, who's not only holding the space for the eco-civilization in India, but is an incredible promoter of the concept itself wherever she sets her foot. And I think if she put together that patchwork of activities for this year, it probably would have been even busier than mine that you saw before. So Arti, the floor is yours. What's happening in Eco-Civilization India, and how do you plan to take it forward?
Wow, thank you, Violetta, for such an amazing introduction. And thank you, Alexander, Dr. Rai, and Jean Todt. I think these are such important messages for our times when our times are on the edge. And I try my best to just show up for the purpose, for the fact that at the end of all stories, we are supposed to serve as links in the chain of continuity and do our best as it occurs to us and as we must apply ourselves. So, Violetta, if you can give me the screen share rights, I'd like to. Yes.
Please.
All right, there goes. So here is the annual update on what we've been doing in Eco-Civilization India in 2024. This image that you see is not from India. It is on one of the trips that I made to Bhutan. So this is, it was just so inspiring to see how nature performs and how it talks back to us and how we should revere that. So everything that you would hear next is in the context of becoming what I've started calling beyond sustainability, becoming nature reverent. Of course, this is the timeline. If you want a quick update on what were some of the key things that we ended up doing this, and I'd like to take you through each of them quickly, give you a little snapshot of, what happened. First, of course, in India, we were, we were given this very prestigious award by the Construction Industry Development Council, whereby I've been making this advocacy that if we want climate transition, then we need to see the impact of infrastructure and construction on the ecosystem. So this was a huge audit process where eco-civilization, of course, was positioned and an understanding was given, where are we coming from? Because, infrastructure is a space which is highly transactional. For them, our conversations are not something that they can understand very well and weave into business decision making. So this was one of the spaces. The second piece that we did, and you see the QR code, you might want to scan it and look at the article that was published about the book that was launched called Water. And of course, one of the co-authors was Dr. Hariharan. I was hoping he'd be present, but I guess he's got up somewhere. But feel free to log into this network for those of you who are interested in water. This is a piece that was curated alongside the effort that's been put into the book. I'm going to take you through 3, 4, and 5, and the 7th step. 6 we'll come back to, but I just tried to crunch everything we did at the UN and how eco-civilization was positioned. So the first piece that we did was, and this is the second year in a row, this was the high-level political forum that sat in New York. We launched a paper on unity, and eco-civilization, of course, was one of the co-creators in this. We've been given the credit for that. So it is literally about looking at what do we have at present, what are the tools that we've been given. And in case you'd like to read this paper, the QR code is on your screen. A lot of work went into this, and this was, like I said, the second year. The next piece where Ecocivilization was represented was at Nairobi, the Civil Society Development Conference, which sat to deliberate the items of the Pact of the Future, which was signed by 193 member states. So fortunately, we had the opportunity to edit the zero draft, which is where we made the case for focusing on transnational organized crime, because when we need transition in water, in waste, in infrastructure, in food security, everything is controlled by ground level mafia. So how do we understand? And the question that was raised, that I'd asked, was that which is that one human collection which is so productive, so collaborative, and they have literally minimal error rates? The answers that I got were quite unpromising, and that's when I said, no, it is the mafia. But the only thing we need to do is understand the system and possibly look at the motivators to transform. And that is how you would have a better system, because our system beyond these kind of systems are not working. We're not collaborative. We do not have a unity amongst us. So if you'd like to see the statement that was made in Nairobi, you can scan the QR code. It'll lead you to a LinkedIn post. Next, I'd like to take you to what was the outcome of this effort, that we raised this topic about transnational organized crime. So it has become action item number 24, Impact of the Future. You can look at the pact here, this QR code. And the next was also included in the national security policy for Mexico. The focus on looking at, money, specifically, how does money move within transnational organized crime as a nexus? So, this is what the Pact of the Future really looks like. Of course, the last piece was in Azerbaijan at COP29, where again, Ecocivilization had representation in all the 5 panel discussions that I did. And it ranged from some very interesting topics about green building norms, and specifically in this particular region of Azerbaijan, which is high vulnerability. Gender inclusion, of course, is something that was exhaustively talked about, because the interesting thing is that women in vulnerable spaces look at themselves as women. And I sort of bridged the whole idea between, father and the godfather. So if you have a strong father, you'd be a girl who knows how to survive in the world. So there's a direct responsibility in there. And godfather, because while you apply yourselves, it's not about gender, it's about the offer you make that can't be refused. So it was interestingly responded to. Of course, financing for future, that was a hot topic, but I believe that bad habits take time. So we moved from 0 billion to 100 billion to 300 billion, and I think the road is still ahead. But again, we put pressure. This is the kind of work we do. We create advocacy. The next thing, of course, point number 6 before 7, was the India-Bhutan bilateral talks on energy transition, where if Jean-Claude is here, he'd be happy to know that we are talking about nature reverence in the context of infrastructure, mobility, industrialization, and so much more. So Bhutan, being one of the rare countries, the advocacy that we made was that 2 things. One, we need to look at sector coupling, because sectors aren't talking to each other. And second is, to do this right in the context of industrialization, we already need to look at scope 1, 2, 3 emission targets and align ourselves according to that, because classification world over is still becoming challenging under scope 1, 2, and 3. So this was received very well, and this project is being crafted as we speak. The second last thing we did this year was the appointment of an advisory council. Reason being, India is a large country. We have 28 states. We've got state chairs who've been doing some fantastic work in their own, spaces of education, entrepreneurship, gender diversity and balancing, and all of that. But still, we need a central approach to certain things. And that is how we've got some very interesting people joining the board. And we are still, of course, it's called the board or the council, but we're all co-creators in there. So Dr. Chakradhar, Sanjay Bahal, and Alok Kumar, these are industry experts and have about 30 plus years of experience each. And the last thing that we did, which to me was the key, 2 days ago, I was invited for the US-India Strategic Alliance on South Asian women in energy. And I saw that the tenor of the entire conversation was so wonderful. We literally got to a point where we realized these are literally the spaces and things we're supposed to be at and do. And the question was, heavy engineering has spoiled the understanding of inclusion. Because women don't get into those spaces, they get scared. They do not want to work with hardware. They'd be in the soft technology space. And that is one of the challenges. It is really about understanding that when you apply yourself, you don't apply yourself because you're a woman, you apply yourself because you can think and understand. So, and that is the space that we need. So all of this that I've just said, the outcome of what I'm aiming to do is crafting these projects. And these are all the projects that have been spoken about: India, Bhutan, energy and infra. We also have an opportunity to start writing for the IPCC AR7 report, which is going to be released in 2027. They need report writers, researchers. So the seeding over here has been done in the context of transnational organized crime as a measure of tracking region-level vulnerabilities. Nigeria, the Minister for Environment is somebody that we spoke with, and we said, okay, we're going to apply a certain balanced view where we look at infrastructure, energy, food, waste, water, and well-being of the society. So we need hard and the soft elements coming together. European Energy Alliance was a very interesting meeting that happened accidentally, where we pitched for working with the European political leadership in possibly exchanging better perspectives on understanding how their decisions create worldwide impact. The GH2 village in India, we're looking at identifying about 4 villages where we set up the entire green hydrogen ecosystem from biomass to hydrogen. Women in hard careers definitely is one line, and digital marketplace. So something that I invite you to check, let me see if I can just put that in the chat quickly. It's called ief.wiki. Check this out. Oops, not def, ief.wiki. IEF, 1 second. Yeah, here goes. So do check this out. And of course, West Asian Green Infra, like I said, in Azerbaijan. So if you are interested in any of these, I think we spoke about what do we do next? How do we go beyond talking and operationalizing what we are saying in hard spaces that control the world, that make the world move, that we are trying to change? So here is a QR code. This is a form that will lead you to look at a little description about each of these projects. And if you'd like to become a part of a working group that I'd like to launch for each of these projects, you're most welcome to sign up. But besides all of this, I think I just like to wish everybody seasons greetings. We need downtime. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this sharing this fantastic journey of 2024. And if I ask you one core learning that you got out of all these engagements, what would that be?
Oh boy, I think we don't have any more time. And I am thinking energy transition as a space is possibly the last reset button that we have access to. After this, we are getting completely out of control. We will be so utterly helpless. I'm not like a fearmonger, but neither are we foolish to not see what's unfolding. So one of the things is that we have to get action oriented. We have to enter into these spaces and ruffle a few feathers, these spaces that curate global decision making, global governance.
Well, Arti, do I hear year of energy?
Yes.
Emerging? Okay. Absolutely. We'll talk. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Energy has to be understood in 2 contexts now. Energy as a civic provision, and energy that we as human beings are and carry and
but
exchange.
That is great holistic aspect of energy, because we tend to have a very narrow view of it over it, like we had a narrow view over water, but now we expanded it into this holistic understanding what water is all about. And maybe it's time to do similar thing for the energy. So let's talk. If not, maybe in 25, 26 for sure should be the year of energy. Okay, thanks a lot, Arti, and keep going, keep vibrating, keep bringing a difference to India, and keep bringing the important messages and engagements to the world as well. Thank you very much.
Always with you.
Always together, and together we thrive. Thank you. Here we go. From India, we're moving to Slovenia. We've seen some big changes in Slovenia this year, and who else to ask than to co-share chairs, Manica and Martina. Please, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Violeta. Martina, if you can unmute yourself and co-create our shared shared screen. Okay. Share. So are we sharing? Okay,
Yes.
we are. Great. So, greetings from Slovenia and co-creation, which was in the year 2024 the proof of concept of intuitive leadership for conscious organization. Actually, when I was listening to Alexander and Herbine, I heard that we could call our mission in 2024 also individual inspiration for collective aspiration. So that was the core of our events that took place. And transformative events were basically we started with harmony of female and male energy. As Violeta said, there is no civilization with both of the energies, and exclusion of one or the other just doesn't work for us. And Universe invited us, Ecocivilisation Slovenia, to co-create with some beautiful male guest speakers. Then we strengthened our nation through the meaning of origin of Slovenian language through the emergence of one of our colleagues. And it was emergence of an holistic individual initiating us into the strength and courage. As Arti said, we need courage, especially women, that is communicated through etymology of our original language. And it was amazing. And of course, in May, we had such a strong emergence in all the people that we challenged our structure, we challenged our strategies of the eco-civilization, and we hit the wall of the old leadership principles living in all of us, and that made the time for contemplation of our movement in Slovenia. So from June to August, we actually needed to reflect the real understanding of emergence, ignition from our souls, and how to transform the old ways of leadership into the intuitive leadership in every one of us. As also I felt when Harbin was talking about, we are the unity, we are all interconnected, and we gotta be intuitive. And then we moved on. In autumn, we had an event, another emergence of understanding the connection of the people, the planet, the universe through daily strategies, through daily work. Why the celebrations that used to be the core of our communities were taken out of our organizations, our daily life. It brought back really beautiful, beautiful connection of the people, planet, and universe. And we finished the year as we started with some really concrete project from Universe, and then we finished the year with holistic community pharmacy project that is authored by our co-chair Martina Putz, and how this holistic community pharmacy can be aligned with the pillars of eco-civilizations, how to achieve a better health for people, and actually is the management model that puts the health in the center of our organizations. Because without health, there is nothing. There is none of us. And the message I'm receiving all the time in my intuitive work is that the way we treat ourselves, we treat others, and the way we treat others and ourselves, we treat the planet. So ecology is intrinsically connected with how we interact with ourselves. And this is how I we formed the spirit of eco-civilization in 2025. And the part of this spirit is largely also Martina put, so I would like to give the word to her now.
Thank you, Manica. I would like to start my contribution with gratefulness for opportunity to co-chair this with Manica. It's a great journey, and I'm very thankful to Violeta who brought us together through Ecocivilisation. I know Violeta for a very long time, and we started our this workshop together through evolutionary system of organizations. And this evolutionary system is a great inspiration for my work, for my daily work, and also for my research on leadership. And the great opportunity for all of us in eco-civilization is how to work together on the fourth level of this evolutionary system. We have a lot of examples in practice for the first level of evolutionary system, some in the second one, very few ones in the third one, in almost none in the fourth. It's something to be explored, and this is our goal for the 2025 in Ecocivilisation Slovenia. It's really a challenge to develop one's attitudes toward key pillars of eco-civilization, because Violeta started with those 5 key pillars, and in a way we are speaking about them, but in a way we are ignoring them. And I think it's a great opportunity to develop our individual consciousness and our self-confidence in our actualizations, in our individual purposes, through our attitudes towards those 5 key pillars. I think we have to think about them and to set our attitudes towards them. What do we think about them? What do we act upon them? Not just to say great words about water, but what we are doing in a holistic way towards all 5 key pillars. So this is our goal for 2025. And I hope you will join us in this thinking and our conscious self-actualizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. I hope to see you all that are coming to Cuba and attending Coalition for Humanity. I really am looking forward to meet you all in person. And for the end of our presentation, evolution begins with transformative action of the intuitive, conscious, holistic individual in co-creating, may I add also co-pollinating, cross-pollinating with others, forming basically frequency of magic. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for these clear messages and invitations for 2025 from Ecocivilisation Slovenia. So please, could I take over again of the presentation mode?
Yeah. I think I start, so.
Okay, so the next slide, I mean, this is getting really exciting. I mean, this, when you see everything that's been happening on a ground level, all of a sudden, you see even more potentials. So India and Slovenia have set a good stage. Now, Nini has sent me a message that there is a lot of problems with energy shortage and blackouts. So maybe we will try to connect with her again in few minutes. And I'm moving on. Serbia, the expansion of the Balkan region. As you could see at the beginning, when I showed the new members for this year, the new countries, you saw that there's been a lot of them from Western Balkans. And I have to say, dear Natasha, a big thank you, because you were very much instrumental in this efforts to really bring the Western Balkans on board and to start engaging. But the story is yours, so please share it.
So thank you very much, and thank you for the possibility to be a speaker today. I'm super excited about sharing what we have done in 2024. So I will start with my speech. We are tired of trunks. We should no longer believe in trunks and roots. They have caused us too much trouble. The entire arborescent culture, from biology to linguistics, is based on them. Thought is not arborescent, and the brain is neither rooted nor branched matter. Arborescent systems are hierarchical systems that contain centers of marking and subjectivation, central automata, and organized memories. A rhizome is a centered, non-hierarchical and non-signifying composition without generals, without organizational memory or central automaton, defined only by the circulation of states. These insights were considered in the 70s of the 20th century, that is about 50 years ago, written by two philosophers, Deleuze and Guattari. I deeply believe that the time has come to put these thoughts into the reality. The basic of eco-civilization is in rhizome way of thinking. The role of Ecocivilisation Serbia is to articulate and to promote the skills of the new age through its program activities, placing all types of relationships in the first category of importance. Our organization was established in October 2024 and decided to have a simple architecture of the organization. Our team is Majda Adlešić, country co-chair, Branislava Simović, country co-chair, Aradi Vladimir Huba, program developer, and myself. We think that it is very important to have young persons in the team. With them, we are closer to the balance of understanding the times we are living in. Our communication plan for 2025 is to publish articles on the regular basis on the subdomain of ecocivilization.earth. At the moment, on the social networks, we have only Facebook page, but planning to open Instagram and LinkedIn accounts and YouTube channel. We have also very interesting media, a newspaper, Letni Journal, means summer journal. This newspaper is published from time to time, and we will use it as a channel of communication in some projects. Editor-in-chief for the subdomain for Serbia of the global website and the newspaper Summer Journal is Vladimira Dorčova-Valtnerova, also the member of Global Ecocivilization. Our vision is to create a network of eco-civilizations organizations in the Balkan region in 2025. I would like to stress that the moment of the official opening of the organization Ecocivilisation Serbia really made a difference. We still don't have the office, but we are talking a lot, personal meetings, video calls, texting in the group over the mobile phone. For Balkan Network, we started to meet regularly each week, the same day. Already one project is finalizing and will be submitted last days of December. It is very important to get to know each other, to talk, to exchange thoughts, ideas, to talk about details from everyday life. Balkan needs dialogue, to listen each other, to understand each other. In last 2 weeks in Serbia, we just unexpectedly got completely new narrative in the public dialogue. Students blocked 3 university centers from 3 biggest cities, asking for justice and rule of law. It seems that the reason model is just applied and works. For the end, I am calling you all for action. Expressions and proverbs are an inspiration to create a long-lasting project which will be done with academia and members of eco-civilization movement interested in such content. Comparative research from linguistics, psychological, sociological, and philosophical points of view put in the comparison, for example, India, Serbia, Chile, Zimbabwe, to see how much we are close or not close. Such a long-term project should explain the period we are living in through the values of eco-civilization. Let's resonate together. Thank you very much for the attention.
Natasha, thank you for this fantastic presentation of this year's activity, which actually you've done all in this year. Yes, you were a member before, but all your activities you focused and brought forward this year. And your ambitious goals are very inspiring. And let me just re-emphasize something that might have been overlooked. Ecocivilization Serbia is the first one who created on Ecocivilization page a sub-page. And all the wings are invited to do so and publish their own more country level or regional information, news, or invitations for engagement. So thank you for being a pioneer.
Thank you for this possibility.
Yes, the same as I forgot to mention before, through Ecocivilization India, we are finding the way to academia. And for the first time, representatives of Ecocivilization India also put forward the topics related to ecocivilization in the academia framework, which we hope to continue along the way and share with others the first learnings and then hopefully expand that further. So great. And I just thank you, Natasha. And I'm going to move back to Paola, who actually just sent me a message that she's on and she's ready to engage. Paola, the floor is yours.
Bueno, entonces, bueno, mi nombre es Paola, me va a estar ayudando Viviana, que ella es mi mano derecha hoy en día acá en Chile, ayudándome en varios temas.
Well, Paola is the chair of Ecocivilization Chile, and today I'm going to be helping her to share the amazing work we are doing here in Chile. And I'm working as a right hand here in our work here. Volume very low. Can you hear me? Good.
If you can raise your volume a little bit, Vivian, we can hear Paola well, but your speakers seem to be not on the max. Could you raise?
Okay.
This is already better. Okay, go ahead.
Bueno, aquí les muestro pueden ver una foto de nuestro equipo, Chile.
Here you can see, I don't know if you can hear me better now, but here you can see a photo of our team in Chile. Great.
Bueno, estos son nuestros miembros. Hoy en día estamos compuestos por 22 personas en Ecocivilización Chile.
These are our members nowadays. We count with 22 amazing professionals working together here in Ecocivilization Chile.
Dentro de las cosas que hemos ido avanzando hoy en día, hemos ido trabajando mucho la colaboración y hicimos una alianza con la Universidad Andrés Bello para poder realizar eventos en la universidad con las personas de ecocivilización.
Some of the amazing things we have been doing this year is working with other institutions. And we have made an alliance with the Andrés Bello University in order to work with them, with the academia, and also use the spaces there in the university to make activities and also the exchange of knowledge with our members and also their team and the students.
Y bueno, dentro de ello también hemos ido realizando actividades con otras alas de G100, y entre ellas, por ejemplo, está Mentoring and Motivation, con la cual hemos estado en 3 eventos en Viña, Santiago y Concepción.
Part of the collaboration, we have also worked with other wings of the G100, specifically with mentoring and motivation. And we have participated in 3 events in Viña, Santiago, and Concepción, 3 cities of Chile.
Y ahí hemos ido hablando sobre ecocivilización y también sobre temas muy importantes como la contaminación que existe por plásticos y también el agua.
And some of the themes we have talked about here is spreading the word about eco-civilization and other themes such as plastic pollution or the importance of water in our lives.
También hemos colaborado con otras alas de G100 como la ala de Unidad y Sabiduría, en la cual hemos estado en un podcast que están entrevistando a distintas personas de G100 Chile y pronto va a estar en YouTube.
One of the initiatives from other wings of G100 here in Chile is this podcast where they are making interviews to different members of the of the wings, and soon it will be available on YouTube. You want to hear it or share it?
Y también hemos colaborado para hablar de distintos temas que tienen que ver con el medio ambiente y la parte social, ¿cierto? Tanto en el Web Chile como también en el en el Women Open Innovation, que son ambos eventos realizados por el web.
We have also participated and collaborated with other organizations and events, talking about social and environmental themes. For example, participating on the Women Economic Forum and the Women Open Innovation events, both online and in person.
En el caso, por ejemplo, del WOI, estuvimos participando y colaborando en poder hacer uniones con otras alas, y es así que participamos también tanto con integrantes de Ecocivilisation como también de 3 alas diferentes de gestión.
During the Women Open Innovation Forum, we also participated being kind of the wing that brought together 2 other wings to talk in this space, the space that was given here in the Women Open Innovation event.
La intención de este conversatorio fue poder visibilizar a mujeres que están en temas de innovación, en temas STEM, y que sí podemos en el fondo ir ayudando a la equidad de género desde Chile hacia el mundo.
One of the themes that we talked here was the possibility to empower women and to visualize the work they are doing, and also women that are working on the STEM sphere, and give them a place to share their work and make connections with more amazing women and also different organizations and institutions here in Chile.
Bueno, y esa en el fondo es la intención de poder ir colaborando y avanzando y visibilizando a distintos sectores que tengan que ver con la parte de medio ambiente y temas sociales.
And this is one of our ways to visualize and connect different sectors and themes that are relevant for eco-civilization as a whole.
Bueno, y es una imagen, ¿cierto?, de una conferencia que nos invitó Violeta a poder participar en Cuba, en la cual aún no sabemos si vamos a poder ir, pero bueno, ahí está la intención y el team y la idea de poder participar.
We were also invited to participate at the conference in Cuba. We're still looking forward to go because of some financial issues, but this gave us a lot of learning and kind of write the roadmap for the next steps here in Chile, and we're still looking forward to participate. Still holding.
Un tema muy importante que tratamos de realizar en Ecocivilización es mantener muy buena comunicación entre nuestros integrantes, y para ello tenemos reuniones semanales, mensuales, grupos de WhatsApp, minutas para quienes no pueden asistir, ¿cierto?, a nuestros encuentros, y también realizamos una encuesta para conocer los intereses y temas que son propios de cada persona, ¿cierto?, que está acá en Ecocivilización.
Another thing that we have been working on a lot, as you see, we have a lot of members, is to improve the communication between us, working with some meetings with specific people, and also monthly meetings for everyone. We have our WhatsApp group where we share different actions and also comment we make the invitations for the events and we also have all the material available for the ones that can assist to the different meetings. And also we have made a survey to know the different interests and areas where our members work, and to see their interests and their motivation to be part of Ecocivilisation.
Bueno, dentro de esta encuesta que realizamos, ya pudimos, de a grosso modo, poder ver algunos perfiles de las personas que están en nuestro equipo, y con ello poder hacer una mejor planificación para el año 2025.
This gave us the opportunity to know more about our members, as Ecocivilisation is a very wide concept. We have people working on circular economy, environment, fair commerce, eco journalism, and innovation, and more. And this gave us a clearer view of the different actions we can take, and also to have a more strategic planification for 2025.
Y bueno, cortito, porque por el medida del tiempo, voy a ir mostrando algunos resultados que tuvimos, por ejemplo, de la encuesta que realizamos entre los miembros para poder organizarnos mejor para el 2025.
So we want to share with you really brief some of the answers and conclusions we have from this survey, and we really recommend it when you have a team that is growing to make something like this, to understand and work as a community.
Entonces, bueno, para empezar, dentro de nuestros miembros pudimos ver que la mayor cantidad de conocimiento entre ellos está dentro de economía circular.
So this survey shows us that most of our members are working mainly in the things of circular economy.
También pudimos entender cuál fue lo que los motivó, ¿cierto?, a unirse a nuestra organización, y fue en gran parte la inspiración, ¿cierto?, por nuestra alianza con G100, y bueno, y poder ayudar, ¿cierto?, en todo lo que tiene que ver con sostenibilidad y triple impacto.
This also helped us to understand how the reason they joined Ecocivilisation, and the main reason was the inspiration about the work and the objectives of the D100. So that shows we're doing a good work, like visibilizing the both Ecocivilisation and the D100, and also their personal interest on sustainability and also social, economic, and environmental issues.
Y bueno, también pudimos ver dónde, en qué sectores les gustaría más participar para el año 2025 y lo que mayor tuvo como preponderancia fue el hecho de poder participar en distintos conversatorios o congresos, ¿cierto?, en los cuales pudiésemos hablar de temas ambientales y sociales.
About their personal interests participating on Ecocivilisation, we saw that they are really motivated and eager to participate, sharing their experiences and knowledge in conferences or sharing graphical or different types of sharing their knowledge and participating in events. They're mainly motivated by sharing. Yeah.
Y es por eso, sí, y es por eso que para el próximo año, entonces, el 2025, vamos a organizarnos para trabajar en proyectos de colaboración con otras organizaciones, creación de contenido educativo para diferentes públicos y espacio de networking.
And that's why we are going to organize ourselves for next year to mainly participate in different spaces where we can share knowledge, information, experiences with all different type of publics.
Bueno, y por lo que también antes les había comentado, ¿cierto? El hecho de que para poder hacer actividades y para poder viajar a algunos congresos que también se han dado posibilidades allí, es que necesitamos financiamiento para poder hacer lo que queremos realizar.
And related to what Paola mentioned before about the conference in Cuba, we also had this learning that one of our needs is to count with financial support to make our activities and also be able to participate in other international spaces. So this is one of the things that we identified with the survey and also with all the experiences we are having.
Bueno, entonces, como conclusión, ¿cierto?, de toda esta encuesta que realizamos y de las conversaciones y reuniones que hemos tenido, está el hecho de que vamos a hacer varias actividades para el próximo año, pero sobre todo lo que más hoy en día nos preocupa para poder hacer las cosas que queremos realizar es crear una fundación Ecocivilización Chile.
So we have these conclusions, that mainly the ones that we shared before, but our main action after the survey and our work from this year is something that we already talked with Violeta, and that is to create a foundation to have a legal personality here in Chile to be able to ask for grants or have financial support for our activities. So that's one of the main things we are going to, with the ones that we are going to start next year, and to have a more expansive effect of our actions.
Bueno, esa es nuestra presentación de lo que hemos realizado este año. Muchísimas gracias por haber estado atentos.
So this is a brief presentation of our actions of this year. So thank you so much for your attention.
Well, thank you to both of you for this very comprehensive overview and for very systemic actions that you're doing with all the research work and questionnaires to be able to target the right topics and grow for your own benefits and for the benefits of all of us who can learn from you. So we've seen now, actually, we're seeing now 4 Ecocivilization nodes that are experiencing the need for more formal framework. And the policy within Ecocivilisation yet is that you could do it on a local level. You can create your own entities. I mean, if you call them Ecocivilisation, Serbia Ecocivilisation, Slovenia Ecocivilisation, Chile, India, it's great. And then we could together go after some funding. This is a great motivation for Western Balkans as well, and for Serbia in particular. It's the new move for 2025 and beyond, to be able to deliver some really concrete actions on a local level. And as our friends from Chile said, to be able to be more present in global events. And maybe we could start also thinking about some physical global summit on eco-civilization in a couple of years from now. So this is great. Thank you very much, Chile. And we're gonna go further. So unfortunately, with Myanmar, there is no connection. So we will have to get back to our dear sister Nini whenever she makes it. Now, I'd like to move forward to just to point out the importance of delivering some products as well. And with Rajni, it's been an incredible collaboration in delivering books on core topics that we're addressing. And this will continue to emerge also throughout the 2025 and beyond. But we got in really a lot of learnings from this step. You know that the first book was Circular Economy. We learned a little bit from that process, but the process of putting together Water, the Essence of Life, has been really enriching and delivered some very concrete new understanding how to go about. And as I mentioned before, this was for the first time that we got also financial support for it. So Rajni, you as the core editor and the one who holds the book together, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Violeta, and good evening, everyone. So as you all know that the year 2024 dedicated to water, which was definitely filled with a lot of excitement, learning, and meaningful meetings, and whatnot, all the while appreciating the power of collective efforts that we all made collectively. As you all know that this book is the culmination of all the series of webinars that we held in the year 2023, and the book comprises 20 chapters contributed by 18 distinguished authors. Not everyone, but most of them were speakers who appeared during the series of the webinar. And many of us joined us from outside. We are very thankful to them, very, very grateful to them. And what better way to capture the essence of our collective effort than this group pictures that delineates endeavors of each and every contributor, most of the contributors, I would say, with their quotation that has been highlighted through these pictures. And friends, in my previous presentation, I have already covered almost everything I believe about the book. However, in this presentation, I thought I should be focusing on something that I have not touched upon yet in any of my earlier discussions or presentations so far about Water, the Essence of Life book. As the book co-created by us reached many significant hands, many distinguished personalities, I was often asked one question: why did we choose water as the central theme of the year? What inspired us to write a book on water and not on any other topic? And that was a question which was kind of invariably asked to me. So today I'll share with you the thought process and the vision that led us to dedicate this year to water and to create this meaningful book that we call Water, the Essence of Life. So here I have tried to list it few points. And first of all, if you look at the tangible core values of eco-civilization, one of the value is right to clean water to everyone. And among 5 pillars of eco-civilization, where we talk about land, being, society, relationships, consciousness, and everything is so intertwined. You know, everything is so deeply integrated with each other that it is almost impossible to take out the element of water from all of these pillars. It's so deeply intertwined. Secondly, the topic of water has become increasingly important of late in recent times, given the situation of climate change and its impact. Also, the international conflicts over water, which is very much visible across the world, that is something we definitely cannot turn a blind eye to. And as we witness and as we suffer the impact, which is emerging in various forms, be it droughts, floods, changing patterns of precipitation, besides this, there are many countries which are having disputes over water for decades together. Even within our own country, India, we are having this dispute in Karnataka over Kaveri water between two states, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So I think in a way, it would be safe to say the whole world seems to be battling with the water issue in some way or the other, directly or indirectly. Some battles are very visible, some battles are not very visible, but yes, there has been some battle. There is some ongoing battle. So it is not just about one continent, it's not just about one country, it's not just about developing nations like us, which is still struggling for clean, potable water. And water management still remains a big issue in country like ours. And as we show this picture, as they say that a picture is worth thousand words. As you see here, our efforts to spread the word across nations, the pleasure of presenting the book in right hands, undoubtedly lot of hard work by Dr. Violeta Bulls from nation to nation to spread the word. Lot of hard work by Dr. Nini, of course, not to forget me as well. And I consider myself very, very fortunate that I got to meet many significant, distinguished people, very incredible people while presenting this book. That includes consulates general in India. I covered 6 consulates that, namely Israel, Switzerland, Germany, Sweden, Finland, and British, and media houses like Radio 194.3, and of course, social workers like Dr. Ashok Dyalchand, entrepreneurs, nature lovers, and many more. So, friends, if you have any question for me, feel free to ask if you have. Else, this is it for now. And I'll join you back shortly with another presentation after a little while. Thank you so much, Violeta.
Well, thank you, Rajni, for very thorough and concise presentation of the flow of the book in 2024. So we see that book is not just something to read. It's not just a project or an object. It's the way to communicate, to get in touch with people who care, and to further expand our collective efforts for a shared identified issues and challenges. So great hearing from you, Rajni. As you said, we will hear again from you later on. And now I'd like to move to the last presenter of this section, which of course is everything but last. It's something that always keeps us smile, it always keeps us focused, and it's always there to expand our boundaries, to be able to think beyond what we thought we could think beyond. So it's a real pleasure to invite to the stage Deidre and Yuko, who were in 2024 a big, strong vibes in our events. Always bringing people from the cultural world to our sessions, not only to present their art, but to present their philosophy, their points of view. And I will never forget the conference on water and soil, where we've learned so much from the art community from New York, thanks to Yuko, who are exercising what they are sort of representing through their art. They're exercising in their day-to-day life as well, which is, of course, self-sufficiency, self-support in food and clean water, and the community engagements. So I asked them also to prepare a impulse for today's summit. But before we listen to the video, I would like to invite Yuko to share a few words with us. I think from Deidre, this is impossible time because she's in New Zealand, so she will be present only through her video contribution. So Yuko, hello.
Well, thank you so much for this beautiful introduction, Violeta, and thank you all the amazing presenters and my fellow Ecocivilization community. Congratulations, and thank you for all the hard work.
So Yuko, maybe just a word or two on the video that you created before we see it, just that we have a better understanding and we can get even more messages out of it.
Yeah, thank you. I was laughing when Violeta was sharing an opening statement because I wrote the exact same thing, which is, we're here because we care. I wrote that, so I was laughing when you were sharing, Violeta. But art is with us is the theme of this presentation, and art is with us because art is language that speaks human, because we're all artists in our own unique way, right? It doesn't mean painting. It can mean anything. You can be singing, you can be dancing, you can be cooking. Everything is who we are. And just like meditation practice Elevatelia shared with us in the beginning, art is something that helps us to bring us from up here to our heart. Because we feel it, we're able to really lock that information in. And it is no mistake that water, that is the essence of creativity. That is what bring us who we are. So Deidre and I created this for today with the hope that will bring peace and love. And we decided to call this presentation Yuda, which is the first two letters of my name and the last two letters of her name, which means praise and gratitude. She also said hi in the video as well. So if you can play the video, that would be great. And thank you, everyone.
Kia ora, it's Deirdre.
It's okay. Okay.
McMenamin here. Thanks for being here as part of Ecocivilisation. Thanks to Violeta and Rajni for including my paintings and writing in Water, the Essence of Life. Thanks to Yuko Kudo for collaborating on our first musical venture together. And thank you for being here as part of Ecocivilisation. But ultimate thanks to the planet and the water, the ultimate co-creator. Thank you. Love and peace. Bye.
Lovely. Thank you, Yuko, and thank you, Deidre, for this vibe that brought the first part together and opened the door for the second part of the summit. Thank you, Yuko, and all the best. You're our hero for 2024. So really keep going, keep walking, keep interacting, and keep helping us to expand the world within which we act.